Chapter 2 in the Natural Health Program. Chapter 2, Turn Hope into Promise. Thanks for joining me. I'm going to spare as much excessive speaking as possible to make this program as pure and essential as it can be. We will begin a 30-day journey in which you will feel natural health increase every day. If you are listening to this word by word with sincerity, then you must already feel a rush of natural health. You are capable of producing your own internal chemicals that are the same chemicals used in the most potent muscle relaxers and painkillers available. If you do not think 30 days is enough, consider that if an athlete took 30 days off, they would greatly deteriorate their performance and their fitness gains. This is called reversibility. If you think 10 minutes is too little of duration, then calculate the actual time spent exercising when people go to a gym for 1 hour practicing 30-second exercises with 3 sets to total about 12 minutes of actual exercise. If people socialize and practice isolating exercises or do not stress the muscle enough to properly contract the muscle, more time is spent inefficiently. What you will need for this natural health program is enough will to do consistent work, enough sleep, rest, and nutrition, most importantly, enough water and fruit, 10 minutes of exercise for 30 days consecutively with no break, and a timer or a stopwatch, no other equipment. Practice compound movement exercises. This creates an anaerobic state with a focus that causes adaptation, the most effective and efficient way of training. This program is not aimed to be technical. It is not intended to have in big words that are impossible with so much instruction. These words are to explain what is the secret trick. It is outlined in textbooks. This program is that wisdom in practice. I do not wish to include anything about nutrition as it is a comprehensive subject that needs its own program. One thing I must include is to make this natural health program successful is the addition of fruit in the diet and vegetables, which are essential to perfectly have the right amount of carbohydrates for exercise and vitamin C. Fruit is the best source of vitamin C possible. Exercise is much more difficult without a proper amount of carbohydrates in the diet. Carbs fuel all cells. Just as exercise is challenging without water, and it is borderline dangerous to not advise people to drink more water when exercising, carbohydrates are another one of our 6 essential nutrients. It would also be dangerous to allow only 5 hours of sleep for a growing child. We are not nocturnal animals, and we need sleep at night, up to 9 to 12 hours for proper development. This holds true for adults also, especially when active. Vitamin C, along with other essential nutrients, is absolutely needed for recovery and optimal performance. It is so important, I would go as far to inform you about vitamin C crystals, best with fresh orange juice, to ensure your intake if your fruit consumption is low, less than 5 fist-sized fruits per day. Although replacing it is not going to give you the loads of nutrition in the fruit. Books and studies are compiled with reasons to exercise. Just type in the Google 100 reasons to exercise, and that will refreshen and deepen your inspiration and will to train. Here is just a few well-documented benefits for exercise relevant to this program. Decrease risk of all disease for men and women. Improve bladder and bowel control. Avoid urine, gas, and stoolage leaks in just weeks. Increase overall self-confidence and quality of life. Reduce the risk of death in men and women. In women, improve recovery from childproof and gynecological surgery. In men, improve long-term prostate health and recovery after prostate surgery. Spend less muscular energy during sex and increase overall endurance in intimate moments. Intake more oxygen from the air. Reduce or prevent back pain. Reduce and or prevent sarcopenia, which is the loss of 1% of your total muscle mass every year and a decrease in bones, tendons, and ligaments starting at the age of 30. Based on the results my students achieved with this method, I can confidently say that you will achieve maximum depth in squat in approximately 11 to 28 days. Plus, if you follow this program to the point, you will also be able to display full strength and endurance anytime without a warm-up. Even if you're not an athlete or in great condition, even if you're over 40, 50, or 60 years young, you haven't practiced any sport before, it doesn't matter. If you're a man or a woman, if you don't have any previous training or experience, or if you did a lot of heavy lifting and cycling or running in the past, if you think your hips or your knees are too weak and in pain or inflamed, if you think you're too old to achieve great strength or endurance, this program is still for you. In reality, you are already over 50% on your way if you can get up from a chair to a squat. The missing link is the progressive repetition of exercises and doing sets with the most effective exercises, not duration of time or experience. Human bodies have amazing results and they're capable of great athletic feats and athletic ability. Let's face it, your body is designed for intense exercises and loads of activity, not to sit for hours daily. Your body is designed to move, and although it will feel very uncomfortable if you haven't done it, it is a great challenge to persist for 30 days. It will be more valuable than anything in your life. Increasing health is life, and it increases the ability to enjoy and love life. This program has specific repetitions and time intervals for specific exercises, and alternatives are available. It is designed to meet everyone's needs, as we are all more alike than different. Hospitals treat people very similar, and this is also done with exercise prescription. It does not take long to get in great shape. We are designed for activity. A squat and a push-up are not the most difficult exercises, nor is a split. It is only that we do not practice these exercises regularly. It is very important that you do not push past any pain. There are two aspects that are more than enough to look for: breathing heavy and feeling the burn. Fitness gains are not about feeling any pain. Pain is a sign to stop what you are doing and tend to the pain. Change. You can always start the program at a later time after recovery. As long as you stop if you feel pain and you are always able to breathe enough to speak a full sentence, you will not rip, tear, or injure yourself. Focus on proper form and be sure to apply a warm-up and a cool-down as advised, and longer if needed. It is also very important to create a distinction between the two phases, or part 1 and part 2, of the exercise, as I will explain briefly later in this program. This prevents any bouncing during an training exercise to avoid risk for injury, as one is unknowingly loading much more weight and may also break form. Our first practice will be breath control. Find a comfortable place, such as touching the earth or in nature, or lying down and in a quiet, dark room. It is very helpful, but is not essential, as this can be practiced anywhere. I want you to breathe in deep for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and then breathe out for 5 seconds. The exact time is very important, yet it is much more important that you start your practice at whatever level between 5 and 10 seconds that you are currently at. Practice at least once a day and schedule this time at a point in the day that you could spare some time so that you don't forget to do this daily. Doing this 3 to 5 times a day can dramatically increase your benefits, especially during times of stress. Yet it is much more important that you begin and are consistent. So for now, focus on once per day. One quick story before we move on to your second breath control practice. You could go ahead and practice. When I ask as many people to guess who did the most push-ups in the world, No one guesses close to 7,000. This one high school kid, he did 123 push-ups one day when he was tested. And he knew that he could have done more because he did more previously. He decided to create a standard for push-ups, the 1, 2, 3 daily until he fell up to it. And then next he held the standard of 222 push-ups or 444. One day he reached an unthinkable goal of 7,000 push-ups. Yet he could do more than he was tested because they didn't want to test him because they felt bad for his safety. That is actually contrary to most results, and it's unique. The point of this story is to hold a standard for yourself, and it is what we are capable and willing to work for every day to enjoy the journey and hold the importance for our value of health as our belief. Another amazing story is Wim Hof. He's a great example of natural health, and he has an extremely effective breathing technique. It is also a very simple practice. At least one part of it, again, being comfortable is important, and also being in a safe place, as lightheadedness is known to occur for many people due to oxygen increased levels in your blood and blood flow, along with the chemicals mentioned that we produce internally. Breathe in as deeply as possible and then let go of it with no force. Again, when you inhale again with force, and then just let it out slow. Do this for 30 breaths, as deep as possible. And then after 30 breaths, hold as long as you comfortably can. You could do it for anywhere from 1 to 3 minutes. Do this for 3 rounds. These 2 examples of breath control are very powerful. There are many more, yet these 2 hold enormous power, and there are even studies proving it. Some of the most powerful evidence is within footage of Wim Hof. Yet there is also plenty of research with studies showing huge benefits for natural health, such as balancing blood pressure, diabetes, heart disease, and other traumatic diseases. Practice at least one of these breathing techniques daily and increase as much as you are willing to increase your health. Do not forget to place that seed of natural health when breathing deeply, and do it throughout the day as much as possible. One simple way to create this consistent focus on healing and health is simply repeating these words: health and healing, love and gratitude, strength and healing, purity and cleanliness. These powerful words are very powerful and a quick way to redirect focus when one loses track and fumbles with negative thought. Create your own 2 words and stimulate your feelings of wellness and goodness. If you wish to further your willingness to repeat words inaudible and quietly is just as effective, watch footage on or read books by Dr. Emoto. Dr. Emoto has studied the impact of positive words, especially love and gratitude, by freezing water in petri dishes and documenting the water crystals' shape becoming symmetric, and that's how we see beauty. Negative words like hate become asymmetrical. Now, we will begin our first day of training. This will be a simple 10 minutes every day with no equipment needed. Every day of this program, you will increase cardiovascular endurance, muscular strength and endurance, and flexibility. This is going to be amazing. Thank you so much for joining me. Make sure to take the time, if you didn't just now, to do the breath techniques and repeat those words, love and gratitude. Thanks for joining me. You have a wonderful day.